Hey guys, Cruel Byway back. I'm Rick,
I'm Maggie.
and we are still under the stay-at-home order here in Ohio, and we're going to do a little game night. This is Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger.
Oh, that's the same as the other side.
Yes, look at that House of Danger. So this was sent to us by the wonderful people from Prospero Hall, so thank you very much. They also sent us the Funkoverse game. If you want to check out that game night, be sure to, if you haven't already, and check out their wonderful lineup of games. That one was fun, and I think this one's going to be too, because this is a board game version of a classic Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Oh. Written by... Based on the Choose Your Own Adventure by R.A. Montgomery.
Indeed. So, I love this idea. I loved Choose Your Own Adventure books as a kid. I still have one of my old Transformer ones from back in the day that Evie and I read every now and then. Did you do much Choose Your Own Adventure books?
I remember one, but I also remember wondering what it would be like if I just read it, page by page, chronology-wise, and I remember thinking, oh, that's weird. But interesting.
Yeah, it should be some cool stuff.
Like, I didn't see the point of writing, such a big book when people weren't going to read the whole thing. And they'd skip so many pieces.
Well, you do it a number of times, is the idea. And I'm not sure what the replayability of this is going to be like. It is a story-based game. So if you want to go in fresh, just stop the video now, buy the game, and then come back and watch this later. Now, we're only going to be playing through the first chapter here. There are 5 chapters in the game. So if you aren't sure whether or not you want to check this game out, you can watch us play through the first chapter. And then, if you really like it, play the others as well. Because this is a really good solitary game. And it also works as a cooperative game as well. So, the way the game works is pretty simple. I'm not going to do a separate intro because it's basically a choose your own adventure. You're going to draw these story cards. You have some choices, maybe some challenges where you have to roll the die. And you need to roll equal to or greater than your current danger meter. So we start the game off at 3, so we have a 50-50 shot of completing a challenge. That can get harder as the game goes on, but we can use items in order to give us a plus to whatever we roll.
Okay.
And if we use a knife, we keep the knife, unless we roll a 1. And then it's a critical fail.
Knife gets broke.
Not great. We'll also be getting clue cards as the game goes on, which may give us some clues, additional choices, and so on. And maybe items as well. All right, well, we always keep this on top so we don't accidentally read something that we're not supposed to.
Fine.
But we can go ahead and start, if you would like to start.
The Grounds, Chapter 1. It's a Tuesday morning in late June, and you wake up in a cold sweat. The nightmares came again last night. Even though you are an aspiring detective and psychic investigator, you haven't been able to make sense of the haunting dreams you've had these past few weeks. In your dreams, you keep seeing the same spooky house.
So before we continue reading, I did forget. This is a dream we've been having. And we need to look at this dream and remember things, because at certain points in the adventure, we need to guide ourselves towards this dream. So, the dream, hopefully you can kind of see. Looks like that.
Commit that to your memories.
So, you got it?
In your dreams, you keep seeing the same spooky house. You're still shivering under the covers when you hear the phone ring downstairs in your basement. Continued on back. Where you have your combination office and research laboratory. You dash down to the lab to answer it. I need, a weak voice says when you pick up the receiver. I need your help. You hear a loud click and the line goes dead. But you were prepared.
That's Eric every time he streams.
But you were prepared. While the caller was talking, you activated your high-speed telephone tracing device. It instantly displays the caller's number, 555-7259.
Uh-oh. Are we going to have to remember stuff?
I hope not. You call back the number right away, but there's no answer. After consulting the tall stack of reverse phone books behind your desk.
This was written before the internet. Let me see if I can find out
This
when.
is adorable.
Go on.
Okay. You are disappointed to learn that the number is unlisted. You sense that the phone call is somehow related to your nightmares. Later, while at the Hedgebrook police station to return a nightscope you borrowed from a recent stakeout, or for a recent stakeout, you describe the mysterious phone call and... Continued on story card 1.
1982. Do you want me to take over?
I just didn't realize this is the game. Your recurring dreams to your friend Sergeant Morrison. That call does sound strange, he says. We'll look into it. And about that house in your dreams, a voice says from the hallway. I wonder if you're dreaming about the Marsden home out on Hedgebrook Road. Detective Murphy sticks his mustache face into the room. He has a very soft voice, apparently. I didn't know it was a man or a woman.
You always read to the end.
Modern house, ornate gate. That sounds like the Marsden place, all right, said Sergeant Morrison. Strange things are reported to happen out there. Detective Murphy takes a puff on his pipe. That place is haunted, he says. I know it sounds unprofessional, but I've a file on that Marsden house for years. I'm sure of it. He waves a folder in front of your eyes, and a phone number written on the front jumps out at you. It matches the one from your mysterious phone call.
Oh,
555.
7259.
Okay. So the call is related to your nightmares. Your psychic sense was right. No, actually, it says your psychic sense were right.
Psychic sense. Yes.
I think it was probably psychic sense was right.
Draw clue 26.
To discover our goal.
Chapter 1 goal. Get inside the Marsden house. All right. That's our goal.
Okay.
What's it say now?
Should I keep?
Yeah, keep reading.
Okay. Back at home, you grab a bottle of water and your trusty pocket knife, preparing for a new investigation. Half an hour later, you stand before the Marsden Residence, which appears exactly as it did in your nightmares. The house's futuristic look is a strange contrast to the antiquated appearance of the stone wall and the wrought iron gate, which is locked shut and wrapped in steel chains. Even though the air is balmy, a chill travels down your spine. The gathering clouds on the horizon hint at a brewing summer thunderstorm.
Ooh. All right, our first choice.
Okay.
First choice.
Would you like to search the wall for a way in or climb the gate?
Well, it's you're the one with the card, so you make the final decision.
Well, oh.
What do you think? Climb the wall or climb the gate? Well, the gate seems easier.
It's wrapped with steel chains, though. I feel like the wall is like antiquated. Maybe it's got like footholds, maybe? What do you think?
I've climbed a few gates. I haven't climbed very many walls.
Okay, we'll do the gate. Go to story card 7.
All right, so that gets discarded.
Right here?
Yep. We'll take over.
I should have done funnier voices. You'd have to copy them.
You pull yourself over the rusting gate and land with a crunch on the gravel driveway leading towards the house. But before you can survey your surroundings, you hear a guttural sound coming from your left. You encounter a shadowy, hunched-over figure emerging from the darkened doorway out of a decrepit gatehouse. You can just barely make out eyes and white fangs dripped with saliva. The figure crouches, as if to spring forward at any moment. Who's there? You stammer. Suddenly, the creature lunges at you, snarling. You spot a guardhouse not far away. You can get past the creature. If you can get past the creature, you might be able to hide there. Or perhaps you should turn and flee up the driveway towards the main house. Optional challenge. Fight the creature. If we win, we get to draw clue number 10. If we lose, raise danger meter by 2. Looks like that. You're not that far off. So this is optional. We can fight it or we can run. I say we fight.
Yeah, our challenge
knife.
is really low, so we can do that, right?
We have a knife. Would you like the honors or should I?
No, it's you. You're holding the card. You got to make the roll.
All right, so this is a +1 on this. That's 4 + 1 is 5. Draw clue number 10, please.
Okay.
We get to keep the knife. What do we get?
We get...
Oh.
It's probably unwise to engage such a savage beast in combat, but danger is your middle name. You land a few quick jabs on the creature before it can react, and then you throw it to the ground. You stand there a moment, your confidence high. Then the creature leaps to its feet and rushes you. You manage to win round 1, but you're in no hurry to start round 2. So you race for the shadows beside a big boulder before the creature can get its hands on you. Draw clue 25.
All right, that one gets discarded. Just next to it. Clues aplenty. So this is all stuff for chapter 1. So there are 5 other chapters.
I don't feel good about this. This clue's like at the back of the deck.
That's because they wanted it easy to find because it's so awesome.
Okay. You find a pair of binoculars in the shadows.
We're playing Metal Gear now, baby.
With the creature on the loose, you can't hide here forever, so you run to the guardhouse. Keep this item. Go to story card 19.
All right.
We've got high-powered binoculars.
19, you said?
Yep.
And what does that do for us? That gives us a +2 on any perception checks.
Oh.
Do you want me to keep reading or do you want to take over?
You were lucky to escape the creature, but you know it's still out there. You run into the old
the reflexes.
guardhouse, which is a small room with several TV monitors flashing black and white images of various places on the estate grounds. Some monitors are broken, and shards of glass are scattered across the desk and the wood floors. A hefty book entitled History of Northwind County is lying on the desk. Curious, you look up the name Marsden Henry in the index. Sure enough, it references an entry on page 93. Your heart races as you turn there to read this bio. Read the bio.
Henry Marsden, born 1839, died 1887. General in the Union Army during the Civil War, American Civil War. Severely wounded at the Battle of Shiloh in 1862. Appointed warden of Hedgebrook Prison in 1880. Rumored to have been killed in the prison riot fire of 1887. Not a popular guy, you think. The desk has 3 drawers. Maybe there's something useful inside. A wooden ladder leads up to a hatch in the roof. Through the window, though the window is filled with cobwebs, you can see an open field that leads to the manor's front door. You consider what to do next. Optional challenge. Search the desk drawers. Heck yeah! Because we got binoculars. Gonna binoculars those desk drawers.
Oh my gosh. It's dark. You're looking through a dark tube.
This is perfect.
Okay.
Roll the die.
Oh yeah. 3. It matches.
No, a 1 is always a fail, and we lose the items.
They were kids' binoculars, it turns out.
I'm like, I don't see anything. And I break the glass.
Yep. Raise danger meter by 1. Make story choice below. If you climb the ladder to the hatch to the roof, or you can crawl through the window and run for the front door of the house.
Oh, we should always take the high ground.
I feel like we should just beeline it.
What? But we can survey, and there might be more binoculars on the roof.
Or we'll slip on the roof and die. I know how these work out. There are 15 different possibilities, and 14 of them are just sudden death.
Our first
rocks
disagreement.
fall, everyone dies.
Speaking of rocks, this is how we decide.
No, I'm holding the card. You said I get final dibs. No more of these Rick rules.
All right, which one?
Go to story card 3. Let's beeline.
We're going backwards.
That's not backwards. That's not. You don't rate a choose your own adventure on what the card numbers or page numbers are.
You only make it a few steps across the open field before you hear a clicking sound from around your feet that freezes you in your tracks. Looking down, you see freshly disturbed earth around your sneakers, as if someone had recently buried something there. As you lift your foot to look, click, the reality of your situation becomes clear. You have just stepped on a landmine.
There were fried landmines on the roof, too!
A noise like thunder, infinitely loud, rings out. You will never hear it. Instantly, everything goes black.
I knew it!
The end.
14 possibilities! And we found number 1.
Move back 1 space on the psychic scale and return to the previous card.
So if we move back on the psychic scale, we just lost a chunk of our brain?
So we'll have more opportunities the higher on the psychic scale that we are. And death in this isn't the end, it's only a setback. Now it's time to make the correct choice and go to card 27. To the roof.
This card 27?
Yeah.
Okay.
Story card 27.
Fine. Fancy card 27. I guess we know who's read this game before. Rick rules.
It's just the logical thing to do.
You're just full of beans.
This guy has a, attack monster. Of course he's going to have landmines.
I didn't even think that was connected to the house. Okay. You scramble up the ladder, through a hatch, and onto the guardhouse's decaying tile roof. It seems to be on the verge of collapsing. But you find a spot that you are reasonably sure won't cave in, and you put your weight on it.
Do you see?
Across the dangerously unstable roof, from where you crouch uneasily, you can see a pile of construction materials, probably left over by contractors working on the roof. Among the material is a first aid kit, but navigating the length of the roof to reach it will be perilous. One wrong step and you could stumble off the roof into the ditch you see below. Near you is a thick vine that you could climb down to reach a courtyard, and not too far from you is a long board someone has laid between the roof and the nearby greenhouse, which seems to be sturdier than the guardhouse. Optional challenge: get the first aid kit.
That sounds pretty good.
Don't fall off the
let's
roof.
get this first aid kit.
Okay.
We need a 3.
Yeah.
A 3.
Get clue number 6. There.
First aid kit is fully stocked. The way things are going, you're sure you'll need it. Discard it at any time to lower the danger meter by 4. We also have a water bottle, which allows us to decrease it by 3. Wow. Finish story card 27.
Would you like to cross to the greenhouse across the rickety plank, or would you like to climb down the vine?
Well, if someone put the board up there, that means they used it and crossed it safely. So that's what I would go for.
Okay. We'll plank.
What number?
Story card 29!
All right. Is it my turn to read? Or your turn?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hope we fall in some compost.
After crossing the precarious board, you find yourself at one end of the walkway that spans the length of the greenhouse. From here, you can see most of the mansion's vast grounds, which are a little out of place amid the surrounding suburban neighborhood. The air is full of mosquitoes and other buzzing insects. The clouds you saw on the horizon earlier seem to be closer now. You see that there's an open access door on the roof that would allow you to descend into the greenhouse. You can also drop down onto a path, which appears to lead to the side of the mansion itself. If you wriggle through the access door and enter the greenhouse, go to story card 2.
You're not supposed to read the numbers out.
Onto the path, it doesn't matter, and run to the side door of the house, go to story card 20. What do you think?
You're holding the card.
Well, we need to get
If I
inside
pick
of
one,
the house.
I'll step on mine.
But I'm guessing...
I think we should beeline for the house.
Well, I figure the house is locked. And there's a key buried in the greenhouse.
This is terrible.
If I was designing this game, that's how I would do it.
Why? It's stinky. There's mosquitoes. That's terrible. Okay, fine.
Wait, the mosquitoes are just around.
Story card 2?
Yes.
Okay. In one heroic move, you jump into the opening of the roof access door and land on your feet inside the greenhouse, ninja-like.
Ninja-like.
You take a deep breath, ninja-like. You collect yourself, ninja-like.
Yes.
You assess the situation.
Like a ninja.
Oh my gosh, you knew.
This is the best.
The botanical specimens in this greenhouse are unlike anything you've ever seen. Glossy pink bulbs 7 feet across sit atop yellow vines that spread horizontally for 20 feet. One plant with sharp spikes is actually see-through. Suddenly, you hear a rustling sound. You look at the corner of the room and see a dark green cluster of vertical vines twitching and shaking. I might not be alone, you think. Through the wall of the greenhouse, you spot a commotion of some kind on top of the gazebo, just beyond the trees about 40 feet away. You need to think fast! Would you like to check out the writhing vines? Or dash outside to explore the commotion on the gazebo?
Those both sound like terrible options. And fortunately, you're holding the card.
Gazebo!
What number?
9.
You sprint to the gazebo, practically pushed along by the winds that are picking up. A light sprinkling of rain spatters the ground as you run. You make it to the shelter of the structure, and the mayhem occurring above you on the roof increases in intensity. Who is up there, and what are they doing, you wonder? You notice a driveway about 20 feet away. If you are level 2 or higher
Yes.
on the psychic scale, draw clue 27. You could have a premonition.
Premonition.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to be remembering our other dream, too. As to, like, where we should be going. And I feel like there was a garden or a gardener. There was a dude, like, wearing a apron, right?
No, there was a Nurse Pratchett. Or a Ratchet.
It was a dude. What is
27?
it? Yes, 27. All right. It looks like a warped door and keyhole. And
That's
the door
messed
is
up.
ajar.
The door is not ajar.
It is.
It's
ajar.
slightly open. It's cracked.
Interesting. All right. I'll keep that. That's in our
You can
permanent
keep
inventory.
it, right?
Yeah. If you climb to the top of the gazebo, go to story card 10. If you run to the driveway, no, we're not going to do that. Go to story card 30. I'm going to go 10.
Okay.
I think is the best thing to do.
Okay.
I'm sure whatever's up there is going to help us.
Sure.
It's gonna be great.
It's not that creature we were just running from.
Ah.
You stand on the gazebo's railing, steadying yourself by gripping an ornate post holding up the roof. The rumblings above sounds and feels frightening. What are you getting yourself into? Reluctant to barge into the middle of the situation, you raise yourself just enough to peek over and discover there is no one on the gazebo roof. The commotion is actually a large satellite dish broken into 3 pieces. The big, jagged fragments are still connected to the base by wires, and the violent winds are spinning them in a circle with great force. Flailing wildly like an angry octopus, the satellite dish almost hits you in the face. You might be able to grab a piece, zooming by. Required challenge. Attempt to grab the piece of the satellite dish.
Why would we do that? All right.
Roll it, roll it,
Hey,
roll
it's your
it.
card.
3.
The camera can't see if you're cheating. Well done.
They know I'm not cheating, because I'm Maggie.
Get clue 22.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you.
Clue 22.
Which should tell us where to go next.
We're gonna die when we grab this thing.
I think we would have died otherwise.
Okay. You hold onto the top of the gazebo with one hand and time your lunge perfectly. You snag a chunk of the whirling satellite dish. The piece appears to be made by hand. An engraving on it reads, Planet of Crystals. Draw clue 7.
Planet of Crystals. Crystallis?
No.
It's a good game.
Crystal!
Crystallander?
That's pretty good. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item. You look to your left and see a path to a driveway.
Are we just playing as the guy from Psych, Sean Spencer?
No, I was thinking more along the lines of the guy from Contradiction. Detective Jenks.
Jinx?
Yeah, Jenks.
Contradiction's great. You should play it.
Yeah, play that game. You look to your left and see a path to a driveway that might be the front of the house. To a driveway that might be the... Okay, never mind. Yeah. You jump off the gazebo and run to check it out. Keep this item. Move forward one space on the psychic scale.
Back to basic, baby.
Where
next?
Story card 30.
Story card 30?
Yeah, story card 30.
Last one. You appear in a driveway.
Wait, stop. What does that say?
It says Chapter 1 goal achieved. You appear in a driveway which leads you to the mansion's entrance. On the door is a plaque that reads Marsden and a large crystal door knocker, which seems newer than everything else on the front of the building. You knock loudly, many times, but there is no answer. The storm is really picking up now. You try the doorknob and are surprised to find that the door is unlocked. You've been lucky so far, but you wonder if you've missed something. Before you enter the house, you look back. You see a few clear paths. One leads to a statuary, another to a small cemetery. Two more paths stretch out towards a watery ditch with a gate and the house's luxurious pool. You could go back and explore if you want. Story return. There are items in this chapter that will be useful later in the story. You can take a risk and go back to any of that you have missed from the following. If you head to the statuary, raise your danger meter by 2 and go to story card 4. Cemetery.
You shouldn't tell me how much it raises our danger meter. They all raise it by 2?
Yeah, they all do.
Well,
so there's statuary, there's cemetery, there's ditch, there's pool.
Should we do this stuff?
I think we should at least do one of them.
Okay.
What do you think?
Which one seems the most dangerous?
Well,
the pool.
Yeah, I agree. 23. So.
Which one?
We raised that by 2.
This one?
Yep.
Boop, boop. Oh!
Now, we can take a drink. I think we might as... Do you think we should take a drink now, or should we save it?
That's if you're playing this, if you're going to do only one chapter.
Oh, wow.
That's not great.
No. We're going to be doing the whole game. What do you mean? We're only filming one chapter. Do you think you're getting off that easy? You're a fool.
Then why are you using cards so early? We're still in like the bottom half. It's obvious that nobody has cleaned this pool in ages. The water is a murky green, and the surface is littered with leaves and branches.
Murky is one of my favorite words.
I'm glad we didn't name Evie that. Ripples pulse outward from the center of the pool. Oh, that does... Out of nowhere, you hear commotion. You look around and wonder if it's coming from inside the pool house nearby. Then you see movement on top of a gazebo in the distance. Someone or something is engaged in a struggle up there.
We've already done that.
Maybe they need your help. Then again, you might offer assistance. You might end up needing help yourself. Investigate the ripples in the pool. Optional.
Yeah.
I'm holding the card. We are going to do this.
All right, and you roll the die.
We just need Ratty to help.
Sure you don't want to take a water first? Lowers it by 3.
Yeah, let's use water.
All right. Roll the die.
Now it does look like I'm going to be cheating. That's not my hand.
I'm just trying to keep it from going crazy. If only we had binoculars.
Shut up. We fail?
Yep, lose.
Raise danger meter by 2. We may try again.
Let's try again.
Oh, yeah.
What are the chances? Nicely done.
We did it. Okay.
Gain clue 8.
You walk down the steps into the water. Into the water?
Yeah.
And see what's making the waves. A strange, whirring metal sphere, slightly bigger than a softball. You impulsively grab it. The sphere vibrates in your hand. There are 2 buttons on it. You press one. Nothing happens. You press the other button. The sphere continues to vibrate. Instinctively, you press both buttons at the same time. The sphere stops moving and begins to glow. Draw clue 21.
Do you mind if I?
I'm the one that pressed for the clue. Oh my gosh. Whirring metal sphere. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item.
Bam!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pool. It was on the dream. That was like the biggest thing in the picture. Remember?
That look you gave me like, yeah.
It's all coming together.
Oh my gosh. Keep this item. Move forward 3 spaces on the psychic scale. We are so psychic.
Oh man.
1, 2, 3. We're level 2. Finish story card 23.
All right.
Okay. If you go to the pool house, or you can go straight to the action at the gazebo.
We've been to the gazebo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So story card 11 then?
Well, or I think we can go back.
Okay.
But I would check out 11 if you want to.
I mean, sorry. Okay.
Yeah? Or no?
I mean, if it's just like a dead end or death or whatever.
I don't know.
Okay, well, draw it out. Literally, we'll draw it out.
You can tell that the pool house was once quite luxurious. It contains half a dozen private rooms with showers, as well as an ornate mahogany bar in the common area. It must have been fun to hang out in this place in its glory days. Those thoughts fade as the sound of a disturbance erupts from the top of a gazebo in the distance. Now you hear a lone violin playing a soothing melody. If you investigate the gazebo, go to story card 9. If you follow the sound of the violin, go to story card 17.
17!
Was there a violin on the dream? There was a frog. There was a man in a dress.
There's an ice cube on one side.
There was an ice cube. There was a pool.
There's a bunch of trash. I'm not sure. There might have been a violin. Can we look?
Yeah, we can look.
We can?
Yeah, 17.
No, I meant on the picture.
Oh, no. I don't know.
What? You didn't tell me?
You move further and further towards the hypnotic sound of the distant violin, which is oddly calming and uplifting, even as the winds increase around you. You notice there's a driveway up in the distance, but before you get there, you arrive at a horse stable with an open gate. Inside, sitting on a stool, is the source of the violin's music, a chimpanzee playing his heart out, a soulful expression on his face. The chimp is fully committed to the music. You've never heard such an emotional performance. It's beautiful. If you leave the stable and run to the driveway, go to card 30. If you tiptoe through the gate to experience the full power of the performance, go to story card 24. Well, we know 30 leads us back here. Or we can watch this monkey rock.
I think we watched this monkey rock.
24. I want to rock.
Who is the monkey in, the ape in
Umbrella?
Yeah. I liked
I
him.
knew it before I said Umbrella Academy. Pogo?
Yeah. You tiptoe through the open gate, eager to hear the finale of the chimp's violin piece. Quietly, quietly. With your third step, you trigger a motion sensor light that completely illuminates the interior of the building. Apparently, this is no stable, it's a kennel. 20 Doberman pincers were sleeping peacefully enjoying the concert, and now they all glare at you with anger in their eyes. The chimp frowns and slowly points his violin bow towards you. The Dobermans respond and rush to attack you, and then eat you alive. The last thing you see is the chimpanzee violinist laughing at your fate. So embarrassing. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, should we...
We've got a whirring metal spear. That's probably all we need,
Well,
right?
let's see. Do any of these others sound statuary? I don't remember any statues. Cemetery. Ditch. Yeah.
What was the thing in the center?
The what?
The big pool, there was a fishing line sticking out of it?
Sword.
A sword. Mm-hmm. Is that a statuary?
We could try.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just a sword. It wasn't sticking out of stone or anything.
All right.
Okay.
That is as far as we are going to go in this game. But if you enjoyed it, be sure to check it out. It is Choose Your Own Adventure House of Danger.
House of Danger.
By Prospero Hall Games. This one published by Z-Man Games. I like this quite a lot. Am enjoying it. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching this game night, and thank you, Prospero Hall, for sending us a copy of this game. I'm loving it. And if you want to check it out, check it out. It's available at Amazon and a bunch of your local board game stores as well. And head over to patreon.com/blindwave to see the next game night sooner.